Welcome to qnawire.
Hi, so over here we're asked how many mole of the sodium plus ion are going to be contained in 250 milliliter of a 15.0% by mass solution of sodium sulfate. And we're told that the density for this solution is going to be equal to 1.12 grams per milliliter. So, some additional information that we're going to employ is going to be the molecular weight of sodium sulfate, which is going to be equal to 142 grams per mole, rounding up to three significant figures. In addition to that, we know that sodium sulfate, when it goes into solution, is going to dissociate completely since it is going to be a salt, and we're going to produce 2 mole of sodium plus 1 mole of the sulfate ion. That means that per each mole of the sodium sulfate, we're going to produce 2 mole of sodium plus, which is going to be relevant for our calculation, since this is the quantity that we want to achieve. So let's begin with the 250 milliliters of the 15% by mass solution. The 15% by mass solution, what it actually means is that we're going to have 15 grams of the sodium sulfate per 100 grams of solution. So let's begin by introducing the value that is given to us, the 250 milliliters of solution. We're going to have the percent by mass concentration, which gives us 15 grams of sodium sulfate per each 100 grams of solution. As you can see, grams of solution is not going to cancel out with the milliliters, so we need to pass through the density, which tells us that 1.12 grams of solution would correspond to 1 milliliter of solution. Perfect. So far, what we have achieved is to cancel the milliliters with milliliters, grams of solution with grams of solution, and ended up with grams of sodium sulfate. So now, since our desired result is going to be mole of sodium plus, we're going to use the molecular weight of the compound. We know that 142 grams of the sodium sulfate is going to correspond to 1 mole. And we know that 1 mole of sodium sulfate, according to the chemical equation that we wrote down over here, is going to produce 2 mole of the sodium plus ion. So now, with these further transformations, we have canceled the grams of sodium sulfate, the moles of sodium sulfate, and we have ended up with amount of mole of sodium plus that we will have in the solution, which is going to be equal to 0.59155 mole of sodium plus given in this solution. So over here you can round off to the appropriate number of significant digits as required by your professor. In this case, the rounded up would be up to 3 significant digits, which would correspond to 0.592 mole of sodium plus. And with that, it would be all. Thank you very much and have a good one.